Hello everybody, welcome back to Over the Alps. I don't know why the music there at the title screen is so much louder than everywhere else, but I had effectively doubled the audio for the video, so I'm hoping that the second video here can have a little bit more audible sounds. Anyway, so we read this last time, but let's reread it. Soviet Union ratifies non-aggression pact with Germany. Today, the Supreme Soviet of the Soviet Union ratified the Treaty of Non-Aggression between Germany and the USSR. The agreement, revelations of which shocked the world early this month, states that neither government may ally itself or aid an enemy of the other. The pact marks a surprising turn from Stalin's government following months of negotiations with Britain and France towards establishing a similar alliance. So here we go. Got the bus, and it's going to depart whenever. Looks like that might be the bus station, but we can take a peek at the church. So let's go in the church. The little church of Kedenazo was dim and empty inside. Blissfully cool, I hadn't realized how much I'd been feeling the sun until I was out of it. The space was so quiet that for a moment I didn't see the priest, sitting on the front pew, his head bowed. Let's see, may I come in, Father? I took a seat beside him. I took a seat at the back, quietly. So we got the surreptitious guy, the guy who's kind of making his presence known, or the one that's just, going to interrupt somebody's prayers. I will be, I suppose, respectful. The priest must have had exceptional hearing. He addressed me in Italian. You are welcome, whoever you are. Thank you, Father. I'm only resting here for a moment. Or, what can you tell me? Why is this an aggressive tone? I really don't know, but I haven't taken any of these, and I suppose this run I probably will not. Unless I'm forced to. By the way, there's really very little ambient noise, so if you don't hear much other than my voice, that's okay too. Alright, we'll say thanks. All without turning his head. That was when I realized he was blind. What's your name, my child? He says. Hansen. I'm Danish. My name is my business. Well, let's be honest. You left a footprint. Oh. Whoops. That's okay. Then you are English, he nodded. My name is Locano. Father Locano. Like the town not far from here, across the lake. So is this... I suppose I don't... Alright, so... Are you from Locano, then? His face turned serious. Before I tell you, I must ask you something. The clapper on our church bell is broken. Would you mend it for us? Was he mad? I completely ignored him. Or, I'm sorry, I can't help you there. Well, let's stick with the green. Or... What's the difference between politely ignoring, or... I guess this is a declination versus a... Okay. I'm sorry, I can't help you there. Then you're not a blacksmith, Mr. Smith, and I am not from Locano. The old priest burst into laughter like a split beer barrel. My family are from Bellinzona, he explained, wiping his eyes. Bellinzona, I've heard that's a lovely place, or... I took a moment just to rest. Farewell, Father. Stick with the blues and the greens, right? You're interested in seeing the castles, I suppose. We have a bus that can take you there. Are the castles worth seeing, or... Alright, let's pursue this. Something suspicious is happening in Sasso Corbero. Okay, so... Are the castles worth seeing? Yes, they're very beautiful, he smiled. His smile darkened into a frown. Except for Sasso Corbaro, which God saw fit to strike with lightning and leave a ruin. A place of evil, no doubt. The priest nodded at the floor. You've been walking a long time, he remarked, and yet you have no belongings. I'm going to meet my brother. Oh, whoops. Or I'm on the run from the police. I travel light. Alright, let's do that. I travel light. The priest chuckled. Just dragging your heavy soul around is weight enough, I'm sure. Ouch. Is that a personal attack? I took a moment just to rest. Farewell. There didn't seem any more to be said. Let's try that. A moment of grace. I offered my farewells and received a blessing in return. Little sadness in his voice. Perhaps he saw a little of my future, Aubrey. He seemed to type. I wonder if he smelled my fear as well. Well, we know that blind people have different senses. Alright. I like that little airplane going by. Alright, let's take the bus out of here. Excuse me. After the church, entering the tavern at Kedinazo felt like stepping in a snowstorm. Everyone knew everyone else. Everyone jostled everyone else. Everyone spilled everyone else's beer and then hurried to replace it, spilling even more in the process. I joined the fray. I couldn't learn anything here without attracting attention. I surveyed the room for a mark. Should I join the fray? Maybe in a little bit. Let's survey the room first. My eye settled on a red-whiskered man sitting alone. He was studying a small book containing detailed illustrations of wildflowers with barely clad fairies reputedly draped across them. Sorry, what? Okay. Oh, I gotcha. Is the seat taken? Care to share your observations, friend? A drink to go with your reading. I'll stick with this. A lovely goat herd. The man blushed the color of his beard hairs and the book disappeared under the table. Did Maria send you? That's right. Is Maria your wife? No, don't worry, your secret's safe with me. Let's do that. You're extremely dramatic. I guess. The man sighed with clear relief. That woman, he cursed, shaking his head. She barely gives me the time of day, let alone 10 minutes with her. I feel your pain, friend. Perhaps if you shave, ladies like to see a chin these days. Alright, let's do that. We'll keep it going. The man looked shocked, then roared with laughter. Maybe so. Maybe I'll try that. The Lord knows I've tried everything else. Do you know I even invited her younger sister to stay? I thought she'd be jealous, but they ended up both making fun of me. I waited for 2 beers. They arrived and we clunked our mugs together. Tell me, friend, are you married? He asked. 10 years, or... I hope to be one day. I'm not the marrying type. Blues and greens. We'll do blues and greens. Well, here's my advice. Choose with care. I fell head over heels for Maria. Then we married, and all changed. Not long after we married, Maria became very interested in looking after our goats. The man's great mustaches bristled with sorrow. She goes up in the mountain for hours and comes back smelling of goats. You know, that grassy hay smell that goats have. The sympathetic smile wore during this nonsense was faultless. Are you sure it's goats she was rolling around with? Let's not get... I don't know, is this like the observatory type? Like actually making a meaningful observation? I will stick with that. The smell has put you off her, I should imagine. Yes, it has. It's almost like she does it to keep me at bay, he sighed again. We took a deep, sympathetic draught together. And, of course, we have no children, he continued. I should have very much liked to be a father. These are difficult times to be a parent. Oh, if you had a child, you could send them off to look after the goats instead. What a shame, I'm sure you'd be an excellent father. Perhaps you and the wife could adopt a goat. Well, he doesn't like the smell, so that's a terrible suggestion. Which one of these two? Oh, this would be great if I had an audience, but of course I don't do any live streaming. But anyway, so if you had a child, you could send them off to look after the goats. Or, what a shame, I'm sure you'd be an excellent father. Let's do this, just to see what this suggestion is going to get. It seems like a charismatic type of thing. This made him chuckle. He took a hearty swig from his mug. I took my leave of the charming oaf. Oh, wait. Now, can you tell me anything about Bellinzona? It was time to see it a little misdirection should the polizei come by. That's not bad. We can do a little drama. Or I guess we can do this and see what happens. You left a diversion. Oh. I'm starting to finally understand this game a little bit. Alright. Now, friend, let me tell you a little bit about myself. As you can see, I'm English, but I've lived the past 4 years in Switzerland, most in Zurich, but I have friends in Locarno. The tale was wonderfully spun, and I felt sure my friend would remember all the best bits, as would the people at the neighboring tables. The tavern crowd was thinning. It was time to move on. Okay. Okay, so I understand now what this is all about. Okay, we've got 3 paths. Either a circuitous path through the mountains, it looks like, or a slight... let's see what these are. The hike to Bellinzona was only a couple of hours. My friend from the tavern was driving to Bellinzona. Or there was a bus. What's the point of leaving a story and a diversion with the man who's going to drive with you? We know that the bus goes any time. But since we pursue this path, we might as well go on with it. Have him take us there and see what happens. My friend from the tavern, Alps, was off to visit the bookshops of Bellinzona and to stock up on new reading material. The trip was fast and efficient, but there was one cost. He would undoubtedly remember me very well indeed, should anyone think to ask. Not a good thing? I don't know. Left a trail, left a diversion, left another trail, a footprint. Okay. They almost had me that time. I gotcha. So I'm still evading the police. Maybe I should have just taken the bus, but I didn't. Big mistake, probably. Now, really fantastic scenery here. Love the artwork. The music has certainly picked up. We have a bit of a spike in... music all of a sudden, and let me actually go turn down. Turn down the music just a wee touch. And pick up for another, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. And then, right, so we got this or the castle. What's that? My first move was to climb the rocky outcrop to the ruins of the Sasso Corbaro Castle. White Knight to Black Castle, check. White Knight to Black Castle? That's a capture, I guess. Nasty place for a medieval prison. If the Italian girl is inside, I would get her out. was clearly the lame duck of the three. Let's try to be more dramatic here. Nasty place for a medieval prison. Sometimes, Aubrey, I can't believe how fast we're falling. All the great strides of civilization we've made, and we're throwing them all away. An unmarked truck was parked outside the front entrance to the ruin. This was the place, I could tell. Before I did anything else, I need to find Vercurley, or if there's a man in that truck, I could have his uniform. Let's stick with the drama this time, I guess. An old castle turned into a prison. On neutral territory, I steeled myself for horrors within. So we can find Vercurley. Let's do this and see what happens. I figure it might be worth knowing where, even if our alliance was phony. She'd still be trying to get the girl out. I slipped away, I wasn't ready yet. I like to be able to choose both options, right? Okay, I can't do that now. Okay, I guess I guess you can only visit these places once. Next, I paid a visit to the largest of Bellinzona's 3 castles. They call it the Castle Grande. Grande? For obvious reasons, we may as well have arranged it as a rendezvous. Vercurley was there, skulking obtrusively outside the walls, squinting up at the high narrow windows, fretting. So I watched him while I turned matters over in my mind. I went and clapped him on the back. I went to stand at his shoulder. Let's observe him a bit. Did I really want to throw in my lot with the Italian again? He had hardly proven trustworthy. Perhaps it would be simpler to rescue his daughter first and reunite them afterwards. Then again, that could be too risky. We would be running hot once the girl was free. In any event, Vercurley saw me. Signor Smith, thank God you're here. You left me in Lugano to get arrested. Or your daughter, Vercurley, she's not in this castle at all. Should we confront him? This is a mild confrontation. Or your daughter, she's not here at all. Let's do the confrontational bit. What else could I do besides, he said, risking a smile. You're here now, so you got away, no? He turned to look back up at the high windows. I do not know whether holding her, he was wringing his hands again. I do not know if I know where she is, Signor. If she's valuable, she's still alive. Stay strong, Signor. Let's see. Let's go with kind of rushing him along, or reassurance, or providing support. I don't know which one to take in this particular case, because it's I feel like this is going to dramatically affect how things go. But I suppose we'll go there. Yes, of course. Cielo? I don't know how to say that word. Oh, mia cara figlia, or I don't know what that means or anything. Something about sky and my something. Anyway, so I need to get Vercurley away from here, Aubrey, before this little I'm sorry, I don't know any Italian. Of his broke out into a full-blown operatic aria before. Darling, you made it. Our little opera had taken a Wagnerian turn. Enter Fräulein Wolf. Fräulein! Wolf. Damn you, Wolf. Let's be at least some... Glad you came, she smiled at me. I enjoyed our last meeting. Vercurley clasped his hands together. Please, Fräulein, my Louisa is in another castle completely. Come along, boys. She winked at me. Let's put this partnership to the test. Oh, you can go back there now. At least we've got company. We've got a few people to do some planning with. Whether she's... Wow, I've got 2 red... Okay, so... Our unlikely trio wound its way up towards the Sasso Cobaro. The Fräulein strode ahead like a leggy goat. Vercurly shuffled along behind with his little penguin steps, but in fairness with the vigor of a man possessed. No one spoke. The truck was still parked outside the door. We should overpower the truck driver and take his uniform. We're going around the back through the bushes. I'm going inside. I'll go and throw my weight around, see what happens. Seems like being observant and perhaps calculated is a little bit better. Let's go in and through the back with some chance of... Oh, okay. She doesn't like it. Okay, that's fine. Rather you than me, replied the Fräulein, screwing up her nose in distaste at the thick brambles. I'll wait for you in the truck, so I can drive us away quickly once you've got the girl. How does that sound? Afraid you'll break a nail? Are you really a agent or just a cab driver? Let's do the dramatics. I'll break you something else if you talk to me like that. Please, my Louisa is in there, his Vercoli. We're wasting time. I fought my way through the thorns. A handsome prince on his way to free Sleeping Beauty, or fine. Let's take the front. Let's just see what happens, right? I was almost through the front gate when a guard in Italian military gear appeared. Get lost! You don't have permission to be here, he barked. I drew the Fräulein's gun. You're holding someone prisoner inside. I want to let them go. I'm a historian, here to see the ruins, or step aside and you won't get hurt. Come back later, understand? No visitors today, now go! The man was shaking visibly, but raised his weapon. He was young, maybe even untrained. Someone's cousin, probably. I moved a little closer. I don't want to hurt you. Now, are you really going to shoot a civilian? You're holding a civilian there, soldier. Yeah. Well, this particular dialogue has gone all over the place. I'm going to pick one of these two. So, ask him if he's going to shoot a civilian, or he don't want to hurt you. This is the... Let's do that. His eyes still on me. The young soldier called out for his commander. I had mere seconds to act. Basically, I hit him. I pulled out the pistol. I raised a hand to take his weapon from him. Neither of these. Oh my goodness. Let's take his weapon. He hesitated, just a moment too long. The next instant I struck him down with a sleek butt of an Italian standard issue service rifle. Then I was inside. Bare rooms, their doors either missing or back fire blackened. Field equipment stacked in the corners. From nearby I heard a woman's voice echoing around stone walls. She was singing. There wasn't a moment to lose. Or... I looked around first. A trap. I approached with caution. Do we look around, or we approach with caution? This seems to be the voice of reason. Or is this the voice of reason this time? Let's do that. Meet Louisa. But the whole place seemed empty. No one stopped me on my way through the main chamber. And there she was, Vercoli's daughter, alone, sitting on a army crate, gazing out the mountains through the window, as if she were on a holiday. They hadn't even bothered to tie up the girl first. She glanced at me, but without much interest. A black-haired girl, 20 or so, pretty perhaps, but no beauty. My name is Smith. I'm here to rescue you. I waited here for her to say something. Your father is outside. Well, let's wait for her to say something. The song trailed off. Who are you? You're not a soldier. They have nothing worse than a headache. I promise. I'm British. Come with me, quickly. Oh, so they're complaining about my singing, are they? she replied, misunderstanding me. Good. I've been singing protest songs all morning. It's a little thing I can do. I'm here with your father. You need to come now, or we can talk outside, or, for pity's sake, I'm trying to rescue you. That seemed to do the trick. Her face lifted. Papa! She was up and hurrying out the door. I followed quickly past the door guard who was still sleeping. The other guards went into town to fetch proper coffee, Louisa explained as we reached the outer guard. I wouldn't drink that dried stuff. Now, how do we know that that is who we're looking for? I grabbed her hand and dragged her towards where Curly was waiting. There was no time for chat. Well, let's keep up a conversation. But there was no time to talk cappuccinos. A group of Italian soldiers were coming up the hill. They'd seen us and started to wave their arms around. While I'd been inside, Wolf had somehow commandeered the army truck outside. Louisa leapt up into the back, into her tearful father's embrace. I guess that is who we're looking for. You'll be safe, I promised them. Ah, that's a big promise, but we'll make it. Curly nodded. The girl didn't look up. Before I already had the engine running, I flung myself into the passenger seat as she threw down the brake, and we sped away down the mountain road at a tumbling pace. Alright. Oh, there goes the truck! Alright, so let's move on. Oh, is this Act 2 that I'm already playing? I guess it is. Well, that's okay. So, you know, sort of kind of still a bumbling agent, but it seems kind of funny, right? With our decisions, he has no idea what he's getting himself into. He doesn't know what he's doing. All he knows is his fate. Well, rests with somebody else, completely unknown to him, with people that he has no idea who they are, and he's still sort of carrying forth with his actions. And that's a good place to stop. It's very interesting. This is definitely going to be one of my favorite games of 2020, and I'm going to keep on playing it, and I hope you'll at least enjoy the video, and maybe play it yourself, and see what all the other options are. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye-bye.